The War of 1812 was a conflict between the newly independent U.S., Great Britain, Ireland, and the Native Americans in Canada. The British were also at war with France at this time, and the war began in 1812 and ended in 1815.
What created the conflict, indirectly and directly? How?
The British sought to restrict American trade with France and imposed a set of restrictions which the U.S. considered illegal under international law. There was also the issue of impressment, as the British kidnapped U.S. merchants at sea. Also, Great Britain was angry with the U.S. for its attempts to annex Canada. This caused great disputes between the two countries and eventually resulted in the Chesapeake Leopard Affair, which was a naval engagement between the British warship HMS Leopard and the American frigate USS Chesapeake. The British took the victory.
Who was involved? Why?
Look at all of these allies.
I think you might want to check again.
Because of the quarreling between the U.S. and Great Britain, the War of 1812 officially began. Because the Native Americans wanted to stop U.S. expansion, they teamed up with the British, and Tecumseh led the Native Americans into war.
Where was the fighting? Why?
The war was fought in 3 theaters along the Canadian border and at sea, where the British continued impressment. What interesting or important events occurred during the conflict? Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. The Battle of Tippecanoe was when Tecumseh's headquarters was destroyed, and the Hartford Convention, where the Federalists met to discuss the grievances of the war.
How did the war end? Why?
The war ended by the signing of the Treaty of Ghent because the U.S. was nearly bankrupt and they were finally ready to negotiate.
What was the impact of the conflict? Why?
Britain and the U.S. agreed to use treaties instead of wars to solve land disputes. And thanks to the Rush-Bagot Treaty, Britain and the U.S. agreed to demilitarize the Great Lakes.